Okay.
So we are having this conversation with Daniela about. Would you like to reiterate your question, Daniela? Maybe it's easier if you do.
Yes. Okay. So, so my question is coming from uh so um a talk that I heard from a rabbi, and he was explaining that we are created in the image of Elohim, and Elohim means the creator. So meaning that we have that power to create in our life, like to co-create our daily life, as well as, what's happening in the world is part of that co-creation. And what he was saying is like, how can we align ourselves, how can we become that instrument, that vessel that is in full alignment with Hashem's will. And it's just, like we're co-creating from that place of love, of sincerity, of compassion, of transcendence. Like, how can we align ourselves with that? And my question came to, because now with all the situation and problems happening in Israel, and with Gaza and all of that, and now there's like anti-Semitism around, and we're seeing more, or I'm seeing more about in my Jewish community, about people saying like, oh, there's
Mhm.
people are having problems with Jewish people, or all this and that. And I'm thinking, okay, like, are we as Jewish people, Jewish nation, like, are we co-creating this? And this question comes from, are we creating a division, with other people from other religion? And are they feeling that division, and is this causing all of all of this that is happening?
First of all, any community, in order to be still existing, after thousands and thousands of years, they need they need to remain aligned with a certain line, with certain boundaries, in order to keep it being existing. Like the Kogis in the Sierra Nevada, there are still, the Kogis of the Sierra Nevada. They did not go and mix with everybody. And I mean, of course, they can come down and share the teaching and everything, but they did not go and dissolve themselves completely. Otherwise, their mission as guardian of the Sierra, or as guardians of this portal, would have disappeared, because people would have started dispersing and marrying with other people who don't feel aligned with this mission or this purpose, and then it would have disappeared. And
Mm.
so the fact that people are trying to keep to be loyal to their life purpose and to their mission, and I think this is not what makes people hate them.
Mm.
And if it's the case, then it's a very wrong reason to to hate different communities, because I think that these communities, they try just to be loyal to their path, and this is very
Mm.
beautiful. For example, me, I see this as something amazingly beautiful, that the Kogis until today, they still exist, so with so much in such level of integrity. I found it amazingly beautiful, and thanks God that they were able to do it, because today, otherwise, the message would be completely diluted.
Mm.
Um, and so this community is just one example among so many other examples of so many culture and people keeping so much knowledge and in so many places and portals all around the world. Would some people feel disturbed by that? There is a possibility that some people feel uncomfortable if themselves they don't have that uh, legacy being alive anymore. Maybe their community has lost that. Maybe where they belong has been, so many immigration and intermigration and mix in between different lines, that they don't carry a specific legacy in particular, beside the specific individual life mission they could have. And so maybe they feel a void in this place, and then they're looking also to carry something, and in this case they might feel left out. I don't know, there could be so many reasons why. The Jewish people all along history, as long as they were not kept into ghettos anymore, they always tried to actually assimilate. In the contrary, they were always, trying to be the one coming and bringing whatever they knew to the different countries where they were settling. We come to your country, but in exchange we bring you this and we bring you that, and so there was a will from their side to be always very open. Now, in this openness, sometimes it happened that they lost themselves because they became so open that they start to forget who they were. They start to give up on their mission, their purpose. They start to give up on carrying the legacy. And so they said, oh, what is this for in the end of the day, And then assimilation came, and more, and assimilation doesn't actually prevent antisemitism. People don't care how much assimilated you are, as long as you're Jewish, for them that's good enough. You understand? People who don't like Jewish, they don't care that if you married with a non-Jew, and your grandfather is married with a non-Jew, and your grandfather is married with a non-Jew, and you don't do anything Jewish at all, still, for an anti-Semite, you're still a Jew. There's something wrong, still something wrong with you. So now, are we holding well enough the part that is ours, within and without, meaning that within the community what we're supposed to do, and outside for the world what we're supposed to do, how much light we're supposed to hold, and how good we are at doing this. And so for sure there is room for improvement in this matter, and it's normal that it's a very sensitive subject, because there were so many attempts of opening that resulted in dissolution, and so the effect was retraction, contraction. So it's like a constant trying to constantly to find the balance between super opening and then closing as a reaction, and then wanting to open again, and then okay, now we open again, but how are we opening? Are we opening completely? Are we opening half? Are we opening like this or like that? So there is always an attempt to find a balance, and it's not easy, because we are a minority. And there is a beautiful example that a symbol that we receive in the holiday of Hanukkah, when we say that the Jewish people is compared to olive oil, the olive oil that we light the Hanukkah with, and we say that the same way the oil is a liquid and can go and be together with other liquid, for example, but still it keeps its essence. It doesn't dissolve with the water. If it would dissolve with the water, it wouldn't be able to burn the flame, lose its property. So yes, it's able to be together with the water, but the moment it dissolves into the water, it doesn't have any property anymore. It's losing. Yeah. And so this is always, this attempt of finding this equilibrium. Now, the thing is that because of historical reasons, the fact that Jews were always tracked down and kept into ghettos and always fighting for their survival, they did not sorry, they did not did not have too much time or thinking about how to shine the light to the world, because they were thinking of their own survival. So this subject was not at all like the priority. And only in recent years, after the creation of the state of Israel, still the state of Israel is still always surviving fighting for its survival, and still, you know, the Jewish people are in survival mode. And so, yes, in other countries like in the US, in other countries like this, you see now very growing interest of opening up to other communities and eventually teaching the Bnei Noach, I mean, the non-Jews who are interested in learning Torah for their own sake, not to convert at all, just, you know, to learn about how the wisdom of the Torah could apply to them. And so now there is a big growing movement about that. But still it's in the midst of all this survival, you know,
I understand.
atmosphere, like ambience, you know. And so yes, the ideal would be to arrive to that stage of peace that would allow this function to be able to be embodied in a way that is much more satisfying. Yes, now where can we find more balance within ourselves in the community? Definitely there is a weakness point. Definitely, if we have been able to be attacked in this way, it's because there is a weakness point. Our etherical Iron Dome is definitely not in place, and the main reason is the lack of unity. What we see now is huge manifestation of unity between the people trying to support each other, because now all the people in the north and all the people in the south have been displaced from their homes, evacuated, and they will be still for a few months. And so many thousands of families don't have a home, and so many people are volunteering to host them, and there's a huge movement of solidarity now.
And I see what you mean about, you know, like conserving like the legacy and like our mission in this world, and that balance of, you know, how much do we open, how much do we stay in, and like, you know, and I think that's a it's a dance, you know, that I feel we all as nations, you know, we have a purpose in this life. What I've experienced, you know, with some what I've experienced sometimes, it's division, like, you know, from Jewish, non-Jewish, and I've experienced it myself. So I'm wondering, you know, like, can we as, you know, Jewish people,
I think that the the division is not the right word. I think for every community to keep existing, there need to be some boundaries.
boundaries? Okay.
And then if it's complete dissolution, then there is no essence, as we spoke about it before.
Yeah, but that's beautiful. Like, even that, you know, word, right? Like even that is already elevated, right? Like if we say, yes, like it's not division, but it's just a boundary to keep that, like that makes sense to me, you know?
Yeah.
And that wouldn't also make other people, you know, that are not part of the Jewish, you know, community, or that are not Jewish, like feel that, because they would understand, like,
Yeah,
oh, I get
but
it.
what they feel, I don't think it's because of Jewish people talking about division. They feel this way because they don't ask if it's about division or if it's about boundaries. They don't ask why is the need for that. They just don't know, because they forgot this idea that a tribe could have a certain purpose and a mission in the world, because themselves they forgot this notion.
Yeah.
But the communities that didn't, they understand that very well.
Yes.
For
No,
example,
it
you
makes
take the
sense.
Tibetan, you take so many other communities that are doing spiritual work. They would not find this. They would not call this division. They
I
would
understand.
understand the purpose of it. Now, the people who don't understand the purpose of it, it's because themselves they forgot this notion, this concept. The concept itself is completely foreign to them.
Okay. Yeah. I understand.
Now, do we have to communicate more about these things? Probably.